Welcome back to Make It Mental, everybody. I've decided on this Chinese knockoff. I'm going to go ahead and lock the rear differential and the front differential. And so I figured I've never made a video on locking differentials, even though there are many videos out there. If you don't like mine, you can always go search a bunch of other ones, which I highly suggest. Never take your information directly from one source. Always try and find alternate sources. But the whole purpose of locking a differential would be to, for example, get power to all four tires all of the time, no matter what is happening. Like, for example, if you got a rock crawler or a trail truck, you get high centered, usually opposite corners will spin, and then these two here will do nothing. For example, the power will go to the tires that are off the ground, and then you won't get any traction to the two tires that are on the ground. So you lock the differentials to get all four tires power all the time. Another scenario might be where you want to lock the differential would be usually for my case is you want the rear end to come around more easily. So you'd lock the rear differential, leave the front differential open. This helps the rear end swing around, which is good for drifting, as some people would call it. This has been very common practice for rally cars for many years, long before the RC car world. And it helps just bring the car around in a corner so you can better attack a straight line at a higher rate of speed. But in this particular case, since now I've changed my mind again because of the lack of serviceability, the lack of time and patience on this particular truck, I'm just going to make it into a trail truck. I'm going to lock the front and rear differentials all together. So the primary goal of any differential lock is to stop these three spider gears from turning. They may or may not be called spider gears in the RC world, but in the real world, like if you have, even if you had an F-150 or a Chrysler 300 or a 1974 Chevy Nova, it doesn't matter. These would be called spider gears. They're the smallest gear assembly in your differentials, right? They're the smallest. They allow the right side to turn independently of the left side, and so on and so forth. So what my plan is to put a drop of super glue on each one of these three, reassemble these three as quickly as possible, reassemble it into here as quickly as possible, and quite possibly put a small layer of super glue around this gear right here as quickly as possible, and then reassemble the whole unit, right? Now, if you don't like that, you can always go with a very heavy grease, which will give you some limited slip capabilities. Right? You can use like a chassis grease or chromoly grease or a wheel bearing grease, something like that. Just pack it really tightly, or you can use a formable hearing protection. I think it's silicone. I could be wrong on that, but hearing protection, formable hearing protection. I don't know. It's commonly used in shooting protection, hearing protection, things of that nature. You can cram that crap full in there. You don't have to worry about all the cleaning process. Just cram it in there, reassemble everything. It should be good to go. On larger vehicles, you can probably get away with hot glue. I've done that on my larger vehicles, but this one's pretty small, so I'm going to use super glue. It doesn't generate a lot of power, but it doesn't have a lot of top speed either, so it is what it is. And that would be a good reason why you'd want to lock them, is because you want all four tires to grip at the same time. That way, if you get high centered, or if you want the rear end to come out more easily, maybe you have an understeer condition, and that would be another reason why you'd want to do that. Other than that, I hope that helps you make up your mind. Search other videos out there on how to lock differentials if you're curious about it, because I don't always go through this step-by-step process on how to do it. Hope you all have a good day. Goodbye.